All right, what is up? Welcome back, guys. Out here burning the midnight oil to get some stuff done on the 55 before we leave for the Pure Stock drags. So you'll obviously see this one go up before the 2 videos of the Pure Stock drags. I think I'm gonna put it into 2 different parts, which will be the tech inspection / practice qualifying day. And then we'll have one of the actual race day per se. I'll kind of go over how the days work in the first video. But anyway, I wanted to make some progress on this thing. So we're jumping back over here on the driver's side. I ended up getting some gas for the welder. So we're good to go there. And then what I've done is got under there and wire wheeled where I want to cut out. So since we got a little hole back here in this big guy, basically I'm going to come right next to this seam that's already been replaced, and then come over and then run right over and basically just have us a nice square that welds in there and replaces all that little bit of cancer that's right there. But other than that, that side's really solid. So we're gonna go ahead and probably trace out in there what I want to cut out and then get us a template made. And being that it's a square, I may not even really make a template because it'd be pretty simple. Just measure it up, cut it out, clean it up, get the thing welded in. So we'll take you along for that. And then also give you an update on a little bit more on the engine. So let's go ahead and get on this. Okay, as you just saw in the time lapse, we got that thing all cut out. So basically, what I'm going to do now is I got the general shape. It's a little bit too radiused, but we'll go back and kind of work that in as we go. But what I'm going to do, so I kind of want to work with what we got up here. So I am basically going to, this here just needs to be pushed up and welded. So I'm actually gonna, before I weld this in, come through here with some pliers, clamp this in and give a little seam weld along here. And then once I go to put this piece in, this will obviously lay up in here like that. And then where it overlaps up here, I'll get my little flange tool out and give ourselves a flange right here to kind of overlap that piece up top. And I'll show you more when I get there at that point. But for now, we're gonna go ahead and hopefully get up in here and clamp this down so I can get some weld put along here to seam this piece in. Now, obviously, normally if this is like a real restoration, you would be like getting rid of all that and doing a new inner and outer tub and all that stuff. But obviously we're working with what we got, which is perfect because it's nice enough in there, and we're gonna make a patch, and this stuff's all gonna be seam sealed and undercoated anyway, because this is gonna be a street strip car. So it's not like it's a, you know, factory restoration or some resto mod or something lame like that. No, just kidding, but it's good enough for what we're working with. So let's go ahead and get that thing patched up and welded in so we can call this portion of it done, and I can get you guys updated on the engine. All right, as you can see, this thing flanges it a certain way. So when you use these, you don't want to put it in the wrong way and flange your piece the opposite direction. So you want to make sure to have it in whichever way it needs to be to get it to lay up in how you want it to, depending on how you're flanging the piece. So I'm going to go ahead and double check, make sure I got it right, and then we'll flange this thing. Slowly but surely. This is a little bit thick for this. You can kind of see the flange right there. So it's going to take me a couple, more than a couple, about 4 or 5 tries here to kind of get what I want. But I think it gave me just enough for what I needed to slip over it. But like I said, with thinner gauge stuff, this thing works great. Okay, as you guys saw in the time lapse, fired up the welder, got that piece welded back in. Actually, lens is a little dirty here. All right. Anyway, as you saw in the time lapse, we got that piece welded back in, welded that seam up, ended up seam welding all the way around the whole thing, got it fitting really nice. And being that it's like almost 2 in the morning, I went ahead and just finished it out. And I have this real nice seam sealer from Eastwood. It's the brushable stuff. I threw some on my finger just to get it dabbed on for now until we go through and get some for the actual seams out of the caulking gun. And I promise you it's not as bad as it looks, but the seam sealer is just kind of dried up as I was putting it on, which that's why it looks all nasty. Trust me, the welds and stuff weren't that bad, just the seam sealer kind of caked up on me. But when we go to actually clean it up, I'll go through here with my little, what do you call it? My little wire wheel, and probably kind of knock this off and smooth it out a little bit. And then we'll take the stuff with the caulking gun and go in our main seams. I just wanted to get this on here to protect it for now. So I'm not quite sure how long it'll be until we get to it. So I just wanted to get that stuff over it. Go ahead and get a little bit of layer on it. Like I said, I'll kind of, maybe a wire brush, kind of knock off the scaly ends once it dries, and then it'll look nice once we undercoat it. So that's pretty much it for that patch. So no more holes up in there, nice and solid. So not my best work with the old seam sealer there, but it'll look better when we finish, I promise. So I'm gonna go ahead and get cleaned up and we'll give you guys an update on this engine. Okay, just got cleaned up a little bit. Sorry there wasn't a whole lot of work in this video. Kind of these last two kind of been slow. Just been really busy with other stuff, as well as Dad getting stuff ready for the Pure Stock drags, and about to help him get the car fired up and make sure all the stuff we did was good before we leave, to make sure we don't have any issues. But as I was talking about on the engine, I think the machine shop is just waiting on the valve springs, keepers, and the retainers. And the head work is already done. They've already been cleaned up, and the seats have been machined for the valve seals. So pretty much just waiting on that stuff so he can throw them together. And then once we get that, we've got our head gasket. Dad just got his roller rockers, and we're going with a 1:6:5 ratio. And I think we got head gasket, roller rockers, timing chain set, double roller. And I think all he needs to get is a valley pan and an oil pump and pickup, and then push rods. But other than that, we pretty much got everything. So once we get those heads, it'll be a pretty cool video getting that engine out and start getting it slapped together, so we can then in turn paint it and go over with you guys what color we're doing it and why we're doing things the way we're doing it. So that ought to be pretty cool. Sorry, these last two videos have kind of been like little fillers. This one I kind of just wanted to show you guys we finished up this patchwork and get you updated on where we're at with the engine. So then in turn we can start getting the engine and trans to get those fabbed up. So then in turn get the rear end in it, get our pinion angle set, all that. We'll get to it when we get there. But anyway, just wanted to get this one out, let you know about the engine, and then to go over more on the drag race. So I'll probably start filming when we get the car fired up tomorrow, and then I'll film on the trip up, getting teched in, and then film Friday, which will be, this video will go up tomorrow, which will be Tuesday for you guys. And then this coming Friday night, I should have a video out. I may end up putting it out Saturday morning, but I'll get it all finished up Friday. So it might go up late Friday night, Saturday morning. And then the second video of the finals will go up either Sunday or Monday. So look forward to those. They ought to be pretty cool. And then once that's done, we should have more stuff and really start being able to hammer out on this car and make some killer progress. So look forward to that. I'm stoked to be able to get more time to work on this thing. So we've kind of got a lot of other stuff squared away where I should be able to just kind of focus on this for the most part. But thanks for hanging in there in these last two videos. I know they've not been the most exciting, but all the ones to come ought to be pretty good. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and thank you for watching. And stay tuned for the next one. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you then.